Hey everybody, welcome back. Another edition live at Drew's house music show from the Newburyport studios. You guys know how much I love this. Chop Afternoon Drive. A return guest, Lee Biddle, is in the house. Take it away.
When that lonesome whistle blows, I'll pack my bags and I'll be gone. When that lonesome whistle blows, I won't be coming around no more, no, no. Well, it was early July when we first met. You looked so pretty, I'll never forget. What did go wrong? Where did we go wrong? Once a happy story and now a sad song. When that lonesome whistle blows, I'll pack my bags and I'll be gone. When that lonesome whistle blows, I won't be coming around no more, no, no. Well, that's 4 years flushed down the drain. 4 years enough to drive a man insane. What am I to do? I still love you. Without you, I'm just a man with nothing to lose. When that lonesome whistle blows, I'll pack my bags and I'll be gone. When that lonesome whistle blows, I won't be coming around no more, no, no. Like many poor souls long before me, I'll ride the iron rails until I reach the salty sea. I've nowhere to go, no place to call home. But when the whistle blows, well, I'll be on my own, my own. When that lonesome whistle blows, I'll pack my bags and I'll be gone. When that lonesome whistle blows, I won't be coming around no more, no, no. I won't be coming around no more.
All right, Lee Biddle.
Thank you very
Chop
much.
Afternoon Drive, live at Drew's house. Welcome back, my man.
Thanks very much. Thanks for having me.
I know. How you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm excited to be here, and thanks for all you do, first of all, to start things off with the music scene and local scene.
Stop it, will
I
you?
appreciate it. I've been looking forward to being on this.
Good. Well, it's good to see you again. When was the last
Yeah,
time you were in studio?
It's been a little bit.
Yeah.
I think it was before COVID even, so.
Yeah.
Because
Which is like, what, 20 years ago at this point?
Yeah, something like that. Feels like it.
That is too funny. Although we have seen each other. That you were on the very fun Seabrook Idol thing up there,
Yep, at Reds.
which was fantastic.
That
yeah,
was awesome.
You did a great job there.
Thanks very much.
Did you enjoy that? Do people enjoy those competitions?
I really did. What's funny is, like, getting into that, my sister just shared that with me on Instagram at one point, and I was like, oh, that sounds cool. And for me, like...
She said you should join
Yeah,
it?
she was like, check
Yeah.
this thing out. And for me, that kind of thing is more... It did exactly what I had in mind for it. I just like to meet people and...
Yeah.
You know, some of the singers on there are a little more, like, singery than me, I feel like.
Right,
like,
right.
my thing is a little more... I like songwriting and storytelling.
Yeah.
So for me to just have fun with it in that way, it was just a way to meet people. And I met some people that have booked me places now, and I've written songs with other people I met through there. So that's what it's all about
That is
for
what-
me. And so
It's fantastic.
I loved it.
I remember the first, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but the first night, I think you looked at me and said, oh, you're judging. He's like, that makes my decision because I was going to play something you've heard before.
Exactly.
And then you did like an original, which
I
was
think
very
I did
cool.
that one actually.
Did you do that one? Yeah.
I did that one at some point. I think that might have been the first one I did.
Yeah, because it was funny because the like a lot of these, as you can imagine, you can do anything you want. So it's a lot of like, pop hits and stuff. Like a lot of people just go up and sing those. So you went up there and did. I think you were the first one to do an original that night, which was fun.
Pretty much did that all the way through. I think at the very end, it was like the last night I made it, I was like, I probably should do something people know just to.
Yeah.
But it was a night I got to do 2 songs, so I did a Jim Croce tune and then I did mine.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, it was cool.
It's a good choice with Jim Croce too. But,
Can't go wrong.
That's funny. It was a good way to pass some winter nights though.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
The what else is new with you? I see you playing all that. You make great little YouTube and Facebook videos and stuff.
Oh, thanks. I've been trying to keep up a bit more with that.
Yeah. Wait a second. Before you do that, how's the baby doing?
He is doing really well.
Yeah.
Usually I'm home Thursdays and Fridays with him, and that's been like the best part of this year for me. But today, because of this and another music thing I have after this, he's in daycare today, just playing with all his buddies. And
how old now?
Yeah, he's doing awesome.
When did we do that?
Almost 20 months.
20 months.
Yeah,
all right.
on the 16th. So.
We had a fun thing for the for the Boston news. I remember we did a news story on you. We're just I just thought it was sweet. You playing Soulshine. From the I guess that was right after the delivery.
That was like really pretty much right after. My wife and him were just kind of relaxing for the first time ever.
Yeah. And you're like, my life has changed.
Yeah, I was like, let's sing a little tune. So yeah, that was really nice.
That was cool. Yeah, I enjoyed that one. I don't know. I just felt the need to do that one for some reason.
Yeah,
it hit me. All right, but yeah, so you're getting enough sleep with the child.
Yep.
And you're still playing a lot and keeping up on social media. Very good.
Yeah, doing the best with all of it.
It's easy. No.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's great. So how often are you playing, would you say?
Pretty much through summer, I'm booked up almost every weekend. Winter is since COVID has kind of dwindled down for me. So it feels really good come spring and summer to fill back. I'd love to, I'm doing everything I can to make this like my most thing.
Yeah. The whole do I make the full-time jump?
Yeah.
That sort of,
But it's cool in that way too, that most of the gigs and stuff I'm getting are at night. So I have the option to work during the day. So I do a bunch of like oddball things here and there through the day, and I have that time to be home with my son, and then
right.
So it's nice in that way. And
it is amazing how because it's so unpredictable, the work, right? It's like I know so many people just like you have that same decision. Like, I almost could. I'm like close. Like I'm playing enough where I could almost make it.
Yeah.
My full-time job, but then like you don't know if that's always going to be there, if that place is always going to keep hiring. It's like it must be like a little bit stressful when you're trying to think about making that jump full-time, right?
It is in that way for sure, and especially I think that all came into kind of realization for me when right before COVID I had kind of reached a point where I was in that mindset. I was like, I really want to just do this and make it work. And then when COVID hit, I didn't have a gig anywhere for so long, like most musicians and stuff. And so I was grateful then to have my regular income and work in that way. So it made me realize, like, it's almost nice to have something, not to say to like fall back on, but in that way, like a steady thing. And then, because I don't know what I would have done at that point. At this time now, going forward, it feels like it can work at the time being. But it's like you said, it's not really that like. I don't know if a place all of a sudden wasn't booking or doing whatever, you could run into issues that way. So
I know it's like I always say, like, if I could, I teach tennis a little bit. I've done that since I was in coming out of high school. I was giving tennis lessons, running my own tennis program, and I always used to say, like, if the weather was different here, all I would ever want to do is just be outside and teaching tennis and hitting balls with like kids all day. Like that doesn't get any better than that. Being out in the world, but it's like I don't live in Florida.
So. I have the same. My summer job is like teaching skateboarding for the youth services.
Oh yeah.
Right here in town, and
that's a fun fact I did not know about you.
Yeah, that's been I've actually worked doing that since like high school, but it's been with summers mostly open during the day. That's been what I've done for a while now, and have it pretty much booked up this summer, and it's awesome. But same deal, if the skate park happened to be like indoors, I'd probably try to just do that all the time.
But skateboarding is. Can we talk about that for a little bit? I am a terrible skateboarder. Never got it. Just one of those things.
Come on over.
Take some. Yeah. All right. I'll do. If you do tennis, I'll do skateboarding.
Yeah. Just straight up.
What is the what's the key to be a good skateboarder? I can't even say it. See.
I don't know. I started in 3rd grade, so for me it's like even more than the guitar. It feels like
More than the guitar.
yeah. I've done
Come
it a lot
on.
longer. It's just like for me, standing on a skateboard is like walking or something. Like
Really?
it's just that.
It's more than just balance,
Yeah.
or is it? I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, that's I guess the main thing. But I have
No, Drew, it really isn't. That's pretty
we
much
don't
all
have
it is.
balance here until no.
Yeah.
I mean, I have kids sign up at like some of the kids taking lessons are 4 years old getting started with it, and that's what even I'll have some parents be like, and just so you know, like balance isn't really their strong, and they still can do it.
Yeah.
So there's, I mean, I think it's like I don't know, you got to give it a shot, and everyone can do it. That's what I've run into.
Little Johnny, balance isn't really his strong suit. Go get him with the
Try
skateboarding.
yeah. But I will say, I think the younger you pick it up, the easier. I've had some actually doing some of the lessons. I've had a couple of dads want to do it also with their kids, and it's been awesome. But I think it's one of those things. If you've never done it, if it was something you did in high school and then you're picking it back up, it's different. But if you've never done it and you're like an adult, I think it's challenging to pick up.
So you're producing a bunch of Tony Hawks out there.
That's the goal.
Is he still like the big name? I don't even know.
What's wild is I think he is, which is cool because he was like the big name. He was like the skateboard name when I was a kid, and I think he's still, as far as I know, kind of got that. So
I don't think I think he could probably walk through Newburyport right now. And,
exactly.
That is crazy. What's the biggest mistake people make on the skateboard? Last skateboarding question.
Leaning back is the worst, especially here with it's all transition. The skate park, it's like bowls and gotta lean forward. Leaning back, lose all control, you just slam. If you're too far forward, I always say in the lessons, you can usually run out of it, roll out of it, fall in a way that. But if you just fall back, you kind of just.
Do you have to be like medically trained? Like there's some falls you got to deal with.
Yeah, knock on wood. I haven't had to deal with them, but yeah, I've taken first aid CPR classes every year. I have to redo them, and
Let's hope we don't get to that point.
yeah, exactly. They're pretty. I run them pretty safe, so they've. Well,
Awesome. Well, that's a fun little summertime.
yeah,
job.
yeah, I love it.
Good. I'm glad we got to that point.
So this summer it'll be that in the mornings and hopefully music at night, and that'll be what I'm doing this summer.
There you go. That's an exciting life right
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Right? A lot, never a dull moment. Again, Lee Biddle joining us, return guest here on the show. He said he hasn't been in since before the pandemic, which is kind of mind-blowing because it doesn't feel that long ago. But
Really
have
doesn't.
you been writing a lot?
Yeah, that's what probably one of the best things that came out of COVID for me was just finding that little bit of extra time being at home to kind of sit down and write. Which
Yeah.
It used to be a thing. I'd have to like plan time to have that, and then it kind of was like I'd work from home, so then I didn't have that like half-hour drive. So even that time I had just extra time to that I found. So I've been trying to. It's been hard with my son Livingston. With him once he goes to bed, that's usually been my time to play, practice, and write. But I don't want to wake him up, so I've still been finding the time, but that's been the challenge. with
Good
it
name
now.
drop. I'm glad you got Livingston's name in there. I never want to like pressure anybody. You know, who knows? People might not want to say their kid's name.
No, yeah.
Did you guys name him after family or?
Yeah, it was a combination of a couple things. When we were visiting my grandfather, we liked the idea of family names.
Yeah.
And when we was visiting my grandfather in Annapolis, is where he lives. We saw on the bookshelf a book that just said Livingston Biddle down the side, and we were like, so we asked him about it, and he said that was his uncle's name, or great uncle's. I think just uncle, but somewhere
in the family.
In the family,
Yeah.
and so we really liked that name. My wife's name is Victoria. With me, Lee, we liked the LV names.
Yeah, nice.
So we had a couple in mind, but Livingston was kind of the number one, and then I'm a big Livingston Taylor fan, so just another
A lot of connections.
bonus, I guess. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And all right, so you're writing a lot of songs. These are all. I'm trying to remember. It's funny because I feel like we had a funny moment off the air where I said, "Oh, the train, is that the one? The music video you did at the train station?" You said another train song.
Yeah.
which is funny. You get a little overlap there. You're a big train guy.
Yeah, I think I find a lot of inspiration with it. I live along a freight train line in East Kingston.
Oh, okay.
And it's the first song I ever learned on the guitar was Charlie on the MTA, the Kingston Trio song.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know. I've always just had I have a memory as a young kid, just my mom taking me down to like a bridge. I think it was in like Newton, Mass. I don't remember, but it was like a bridge that overlooked. The train went under it, and that's just a fun memory of childhood. And I don't know. I just like. And then now that we live there, I actually rent a space that's across the street from my house, pretty much for songwriting. It's like behind this gas station, but it's a garage.
Oh.
And it's someone's like art studio, so we kind of share the space. and the garage door opens up right to the railroad. So I get a lot of, that's where I've been. It's when Livingston goes to bed and my wife's home with him, I kind of go across the street and try to write some songs.
Gotcha.
So it's been a cool...
It's a cool visual. Do you like riding the train? You're like, no?
Not so much.
Really? Wow.
I hadn't thought about it that way, but I don't
funny.
ride it that... I mean, I guess I don't not. I used to take it into Boston to skateboard all the time.
I asked because I'm not a huge fan either.
Yeah, I guess I'm not really. I don't know. I like the outside of the train or something.
Like, so he's a train watcher.
Yeah.
That is fantastic. All right, very good. Lee Biddle, you got another one in your back pocket for us
let's do it. So this is a song called When the Cold Wind Blows, I think is what it's called. Kind of go back and forth on it, but... and it's kind of about... a couple years ago, I was talking with a coworker that worked at a school, and I had said that I don't really enjoy public speaking. I don't, in front of big groups doing that. And she was like, "But you get out every night and sing songs in front of people. Like, what's the?" So I realized there's got to be some difference in that. And behind the guitar, I don't have that same angst or worry. But I don't enjoy getting up in front of a group of people and giving a speech or whatever.
You're like, I don't even enjoy this.
Well, it's funny. This is even more nerve-wracking for me than a gig or something. But so the first verse kind of came about from that conversation, and then the chorus goes from there.
All right, Lee Biddle on Joppa Afternoon Drive.
In a room with lots of folks, I really don't feel swell. Been called shy in my day. Behind a guitar, well, I will spill my soul. A quiet man's got a lot to say. Well, the wind blows along the river. Way, the wind blows through the mountain. When the cold wind blows, you can close the door, but like a ray of sunshine, you may feel better letting it in. I've lived a great life, some have only dreamed. I've dreamed of a life greater than mine. We've all got something special to offer around the table. I'll sit back and listen, won't you take your time? Well, the wind blows along the river. Way, the wind blows through the mountain. When the cold wind blows, you can close the door, but like a ray of sunshine, you may feel better letting it in. Well, I was born a drifting soul, where tomorrow I ain't never known. Many miles behind me, many miles still to go, just tumbleweed rolling down the road. Someday I will grow old, retire from my job, build a cabin where the mountain and the river do meet. I've got me a wife who I will never let her go of. Honey, take my hand, come and dream with me. Well, the wind blows along the river. Way, the wind blows through the mountain. When the cold wind blows, you can close the door, but like a ray of sunshine, you may feel better letting it in. You may feel better letting it in.
Ooh, all right. Lee Biddle, Joppa Afternoon Drive, live at Drew's house. Sounding good in here, man. You missed the room?
Yeah, absolutely. Nice sound in here.
We're keeping score now. Nobody has ever actually said they hate the room. So.
I like seeing all the CDs in the background. That's how my basement looks.
It's kind of the lead-in question. Do you like the room? Don't say no.
Yeah.
Oh man, you talked a little bit about the other job. You are a teacher too. We should mention that. It's
yes. So this year I actually took the year off to be at home most Thursday. It started as Thursdays and Fridays at home with Liv, but then so I've had this year mostly at home and trying to do music stuff, and then giving guitar lessons and skateboard lessons and helping some friends out with their work, just trying to pick up stuff, but trying to figure out mostly the stuff around daycare with Livingston. So I've been at home.
Daycare's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, after a while it was like, am I just going to work to pay for daycare, or can I stay at home some days? You know, that's what
God, you hear that everywhere, right?
Yeah, so next year I'll see. I love teaching. I might get back into it, but I also, it's given me a little more time to focus on this stuff, which has been awesome also, so we'll see.
I'd be remiss if I don't ask. You know, you say, I know I'm married to a teacher, which I think we've talked about.
Yeah.
You know, something like Uvalde happens, and I mean, how does it not hit every community around? I mean, what does run through your head as like a teacher? I mean, I know everybody says it would never happen here, but I mean, schools these days, right? You know?
Right. I mean, I'm sure they thought the same thing in Uvalde, so it's it's just a weird.
It's heartbreaking for everybody. But as a teacher, it just has to hit more.
Yeah, I mean, I think it just made like that's what I thought about was like. You know, when you're in your classroom, like kids, I think are just that's for me just like the innocence of that group of kids. Like that's what I think about. Like, you know, the joy. It's just, I don't know. That's what hits you. I think extra. It's just like,
you probably think about your own kids you've taught along the way.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, right. Just so. Yeah,
it's brutal.
It is. It's just terrible.
Terrible. And again, I know everybody's sick of hearing the thoughts and prayers thing, but of course, we're trying to continue to think about Uvalde and not move on to that next story, which we do so often.
Absolutely.
Everywhere, I guess, in the world, but especially here. Lee Biddle joining us again, playing some music for us. Return guests, which we always like. We always like when our friends come back home. You mentioned it's funny. The first thing that always comes to mind when people talk about like being more comfortable playing and singing rather than speaking is like I'm a big Springsteen guy, which may not have come up last time you were on, but
it rings a bell. But
I remember he was on Letterman one night, and like I remember thinking like it was probably I was just getting into him. Before I kind of went all in on him, and I remember thinking like he's a little bit uneasy in the interview, like just a little fidgety, not like natural.
Yep.
I was like, "What's up with the rock star Bruce? Why is he like this?" And during the interview, I think he felt it, and he like asked for somebody to bring out his guitar so he could have something to click along with while he taught.
That's really interesting.
And he did it like naturally, like, "Oh yeah, I could play a little of that for you and bring it out. I'll play it." And he held it the whole interview
and like picked around, something.
And I think it was just weird night, like a little tight or whatever, and just needed the guitar.
A little comfort,
yeah. I don't know.
That's great.
I'll always remember that. There's a million guys like that though that are.
Yeah, there's someone I can't remember who I heard it about. Someone
petrified of performing.
Yeah, like literally performs like facing away from the audience or something.
Oh.
I can't remember who I heard that about.
Yeah, I know historically, like I know Van Morrison. I don't think facing away, but
I have heard that about him too. So I don't know if that's who I was thinking, but
doesn't particularly like it.
Yeah, it's got to be a.
Sometimes so that's the problem though. I guess like Van kind of can have that reputation of if I'm booked for 90 minutes, you'll get 90 straight up and out of there. So it kind of doesn't hide that he loves it, But like Bruce at least will give you 4 hours still. But,
right.
But he loves performing. It's just the interviews sometimes. I think it's
it's
weird on those
and it's
guys.
all like when I play a restaurant, if it's like completely almost background feeling, like people are watching a game or doing something, that's like I'm just easy then. But then put me somewhere where there's like I just played recently somewhere. It was just a farm, but people sat right in front of me, like probably from me to the CD case right there. People just sitting there like listening, and that's when I got nervous because I was like, oh, now it's like I don't know, it's like a different feel. So I guess it's all
that is kind of weird because you're not like you don't have that barrier of being on a stage and like playing out. These people are like up in your face,
they're like, sitting there listening.
What now?
yeah. I heard that mistake.
yeah, exactly. You know what you should do?
Yeah.
Oh, that is too funny. What is the new thing since the last time you were on this show? What's the new thing we don't know about you besides the skateboarding thing? That's not a new thing. We just hadn't hit on it before, but.
Yeah, I mean, I guess
kind of weird to ask the new father of what did you say, 20 months?
20 months, yeah.
Kind of weird to ask what the new thing is because there's probably not much else. Right?
Yeah, that's the big thing. But yeah, I don't know, just all the joy that's what's been cool about this year. Like, wasn't sure where it was gonna go, just with different work things, like trying to figure life out and doing all that. But it's just been really nice having that extra time at home with.
Yeah, was
with
the
little guy.
COVID almost a, I don't want to say blessing, but was it kind of a cool thing in that regard?
Yeah, I mean, I actually, looking back on during COVID, it was weird not seeing people and being home and stuff. But I feel like in the long run, when I look back on COVID, it was like a really happy time for me. Like I was at home extra with my family, and so I don't know if everyone's gonna have that same. But for some reason, for me, looking back, it's not it wasn't a terrible thing. It was a weird time for sure, and in the moment it seemed music, not being able to play gigs and that stuff was all tough. But now that we're hopefully moving past it,
right?
It's almost like a nice memory to look back on.
Yeah,
that extra time.
I hear a lot of that, and I hear a lot of people talking about how they kind of have that new lease on life going forward. Things I won't take for granted again.
Totally.
Even me, I've said this. People who watch the show all the time will probably hear me say this 50 times already, but it's like I definitely did not take music for granted. It's what I always did. My wife and I would go out. We always try to go find people.
That was where I met you, I think.
Yeah, that's right. We'd
Somewhere.
go out, try to find people like you playing live music, and just that's how we do nights out. So I definitely didn't take it for granted, but a part of me definitely did. I didn't realize how much I missed it until we couldn't do it anymore.
Same here. And
It's
that's
terrible.
been my son definitely seems, I'm hoping he gets into music in the long run, but he seems like if he gets it all fussy or whatever, if I just strum the guitar, everything stops and he comes running over.
Oh, okay.
So we've lately been going to, especially with spring and summer coming, the little farmers markets, and it's been really fun for me because my wife will bring him to places where I'm playing.
Yep.
But I don't really get that experience with him. So I've been really enjoying bringing him out places and listening to music and hanging out with him. We just went to Cider Hill last weekend.
Yeah, cool spot.
Yeah, and there was some great music, and so I've just been really, I guess, new stuff. That's been the
that's
joy,
the thing.
is getting him out and about.
Those breweries and farms and stuff, you can bring the kids. That's what's exciting, right?
It's been great in that way.
I was when the brewery explosion 10 years ago or whatever.
Yeah.
That was the one thing that struck me because I don't have kids at this point.
Yeah.
And it's you go to these breweries, and I'm not even a huge beer drinker, so I'm not one of those guys. I go for the music.
Yeah.
But it's I go to these breweries, and it's the thing that jumped out at me was oh, dogs and kids. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's it's the thing of breweries. That I noticed that as well. Yeah. We tried bringing my dog to breweries when she was a puppy, and it just didn't. She was kind of scared, so we just kind of stopped, and it seemed like it was a forced thing. She didn't enjoy it.
Exactly. It does not work for my dog either.
Yeah.
But dogs, I got 2 of them, but it does not work for them either.
Yeah.
But the ones that do enjoy it,
do
seem to really enjoy it. The dogs.
Outdoor ones, she kind of did okay, but she just doesn't love big groups of people. She just seems scared, and I'm like, why am I going to drag her out here if she's scared?
Exactly.
So
some things that we hope for the dogs that they aren't necessarily what the dogs want to do. I've learned over the years.
Exactly.
Again, Lee Biddle joining us. I shouldn't drop our producers today too. Caroline Clark doing a great job producing the show. Sarah Blackstone is somewhere around there, running around like crazy, doing a million different things as usual. So thank you guys. Sarah Hayden, I know is hovering around us somewhere here. I don't exactly know where she is today, but she does the same thing, million things, and I hope the Sarahs are both doing well. But we got Caroline Clark here with us doing the hands on the trigger, so we appreciate that. As always, Lee Biddle, our guest. You got another one over there, Lee?
Yeah, let's try this one. This is I don't have too much to say about this song. It's a little sadder, I guess, but give it a go. It's called A Beautiful Dream. Not really sad, just slow song.
Fair enough. Lee Biddle on Joppa Afternoon Drive.
Late night in a bar for no reason at all, except to waste me and my money. They made last call as I danced to last song. I danced with nobody. I walked my drunk self on home, where I married a queen. When I woke, that proved only to be a beautiful dream. Back in the day, I never did get an A, and didn't care what they'd say. Always in trouble in school, left only a fool Oh, you'd never hear me complain. For my mom was there for me, and my sisters did believe. Told me always keep chasing that dream, that beautiful dream. Dreams come and go like we walk in and out of doors, never knowing the impact we've made. Like the man who walked into my life when I needed him, only to pick up and leave. Beautiful dream. A late night in a bar was when she came along, like the queen from my dream. So I bought a drink for the most beautiful thing, oh, I ever did see. We danced through the town like no one was around, a romance I'd only seen in a beautiful dream. Dreams come and go like we walk in and out of doors, never knowing the impact we've made. Like the girl who walked into my life when it needed saving, only to be all I need. Beautiful queen. Like the girl who walked into my life when it needed saving, only to become my queen in this beautiful dream.
Woo, Lee Biddle, Chop Afternoon Drive, live at Drew's house. Sounded great, man. Very good.
Thank
Is that
you
a
very
new
much.
one? I don't think I've heard that one.
That one, it's actually, I put out an album, I think in 2020, probably during COVID, and that one's on there. The other two that I played earlier are newer. But that one I don't play it too often just because it's kind of that slower feel. Like it doesn't go over too well as like
Certain audiences.
trying to dance to it and stuff.
Drew will like the dark and depressing one. I had a guest on here. I think it was our friend Charlie Carozzo. Do you know Charlie?
Yeah.
He's a good guy.
Absolutely.
He came on here and we were doing the Christmas show. I remember he was the last guest I was having before Christmas. And so I was thinking we'd have some fun and, do a couple originals, do some Christmas stuff, and that's how we'll ring in the holidays. And he goes, "What do you want, happy or depressing to start?" And I go, I want depressing." He goes, "Me too."
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. That's what I love, like the sad kind of melancholy songs. That's what
some of the best albums of all time.
absolutely I get into it. But then that's what, actually when I first started playing out, that was kind of because those were the songs I learned.
Yeah.
That's what I was playing, and I realized it. I was like, all right, I gotta find some upbeat stuff.
Yeah. When you do like I was thinking when you do like because you have a unique songwriting style. It's kind of like the little country folky, and not like everybody's doing that these days. So when you go to like a Seabrook Idol, for instance, and like you said, you're clearly okay. I'm kind of the one person doing this kind of thing here, where I'm going to walk on and do an original of guitar picking after three people have done whatever they just did. When you do that, is that like an exciting moment for you, or like and now here's something different?
I guess in that way. I mean, the first day of that, I was really nervous because I heard some of the singers and I was like, oh wow. So I got up there and did my little going falsetto, I don't know, just more of the song. I guess like I've entered a couple songwriting competitions that felt a little more like my place. That was more just like, well, I'll give like nothing to lose. I went into that straight up like I hope to meet some people, maybe I'll get a gig here or there out of it, and I did, but there were some people there that I would singing like Adele songs or something that are crazy to sing.
It must be weird following up an Adele. But no, but the thing with that is like you write these songs and then you're connected to them. Like people can't take that away from you.
Yeah, and I mean, I think if I tried to do something else, I think it would look phony in that.
Yeah,
like,
try to do Adele right now.
yeah, right.
Go for it,
That's the thing. I think like if you just get up and do your thing, people will either like it or not, but it's at least not like fake, and it's not going to come across phony. And
it's all about the genuine, right?
yeah, exactly.
My dad would love you. My dad, we all love you, of course. But I remember my dad when he's a singer. He had a band for 30 years, and he always used to say, "I love those artists that like I don't have to fight to hear the words. Like it's like crisp as can be. You got that like crisp, soaring voice where like it's very."
Thank you. I actually really just funny that he would say that and that you're saying that, but because that's something I like. I always think Jim Croce and Gordon Lightfoot just has some names, like some guys that you can hear every word they're saying when they sing, and I think I just love following a story of a song. Yeah. I think even in my own songwriting, my goal is to kind of tell short stories throughout a song, and I've always liked songs that way, and I also love music. You know, some rock and roll stuff that you can't understand what they're saying. Right. Like I love that, but I do like when you can just kind of follow along with ease. And
yeah, me too. I mean, yeah, that's like the Springsteen, the Dylans of the world. As much some of those stories are great, but you have to kind of fight through it sometimes.
Oh yeah, sometimes like reading the lyrics along with it.
Bob was saying what there?
Yeah.
That doesn't seem right.
Yeah.
Been singing the wrong thing for 20 years.
Absolutely.
But then again, as people always complain. I don't know. Are you a Bob Dylan guy?
I am.
Yeah. How can you not be a songwriter? Not
yeah. I mean, I've always heard things about him, musician wise or whatever. But I think I just like that kind of, and Woody Guthrie type stuff. Like I almost like. I think the voice works for that kind of. Even that first song that I played, I was listening to a lot of like Hank Williams at the time when I was writing that. And it almost, what I like about that song is I don't really think I have business singing falsetto, and like that's not, but what I like about songs like that is you can almost sound bad and get away with it because it's like, so it gives me that space to be like, well, this might not be the perfect note, but at least it's, you know.
It sounded good anyway. But,
thanks,
but and Bob actually has a good voice too. Like people always make fun of that voice, and you'll have the Bob Dylan impression is easy to do.
Yeah,
but it's like there are songs that he sounds beautiful on.
Yeah,
like
I agree.
Karina is a beautiful song.
Yeah, I agree, and maybe it's acquired or something. I
just don't think he cares.
Yeah, right.
I think you know what, I want to sing it this way. This feels right.
Well,
and that's.
I think if you're Bob Dylan, you can sing it however you want to sing it.
We're certainly not going to tell him to do anything different, and we're not going to tell you what to do either. This has been a pleasure, Lee Biddle, man. I always appreciate having you in and enjoy the time together. This was fun.
Absolutely. Thanks so much for having me.
Anything you want to tell people to get out and see at certain places, or?
Yeah, I'm playing a lot of. I mean, a lot of restaurants and stuff as well, and breweries, but just kind of got on with this like local farmers market scene that I'm having a lot of fun with.
Cool. Yeah, I saw you post about that.
Yeah, so I met a guy he worked at a venue at the Newburyport Farmers Market that I've been playing for a long time, love playing, and now he's moved on to he like manages like 4 other farmers markets like Dover, Portsmouth, Durham, Exeter, I think. Yeah. So he's booked me at those throughout the summer, and I've just been having a lot of fun with those because they're kind of family events.
Saturday, Sunday morning deals, or?
Yeah, some of them. Some like I just played the Dover one. It's going to be on Wednesdays. I just played that yesterday. I think one is on Thursdays, but so keep a lookout for those.
Do you do website stuff or?
Mostly Instagram. I have a website. I'm just terrible at.
You can say what's the Insta? You can say it.
My Instagram's just at Lee Biddle Music.
All right. Go find them there.
You can find my whole June schedule. I try to post at the beginning of the month, like my month ahead, and so keeping it mostly local. A few things down in Boston here and there and stuff, but mostly kind of around here for the summer. And
cool.
Looking forward to it.
All right, so get out and see Lee Biddle. Go check out the schedule and pick a date that works for you, because as you can tell, it's an enjoyable experience. Again, Sarah Blackstone, Caroline Clark, Sarah Hayden, the whole crew putting this together. We appreciate you very much. I see the sun shining through now. It's turning into a nice little afternoon, maybe. Man.
This morning was crazy.
Crazy
rain.
We had crazy rain. I'm going to see Melissa Etheridge tonight.
No way.
Yeah.
No way. Good for you.
I think she kind of rocks.
I absolutely agree with you.
Yeah. I had a chance to see her back when I was in high school. Like, it was going to be my first show that like I went to like on my own. I organized with friends, and I remember she had cancer, and she had to cancel the show because she got cancer, and I never got back to see her. So tonight I get to pay that off.
Enjoy. That's
if
awesome.
I get to talk to her, I will tell her that story.
Yeah, absolutely.
But Lee Biddle, you've been great as always, my man. Thank you so much for coming to our Newburyport studios. This is fun, and you're gonna play us home with something there?
Yeah, let's do it. Thanks so much for having me. Really appreciate it.
All right, Lee Biddle for taking us home on Joppa Afternoon Drive. Peace, everybody. Have a good one.
As far back as I can remember, the morning sun would rise from behind the blue. The fire in the sea burned right to me, as though following a line of gasoline. Seagulls flying low over my head, whistling tunes of peace and summer months. I long to feel the salty breeze as the cool wet sand covers up my feet. The river's current knows how to get me home, and I learned to trust her many years ago. I get good and lost relying on them winding roads. So river, won't you please take me home? Wave crashes down, another lighter goes dark, and I'm left talking with the old man in the moon. But the stars shine bright and give off light, and if nothing else, make for a pretty night. And I can almost hear her calling out my name, but she's miles away and gets lost in the wind. Mountains show that there's still hope and let us know we need not feel alone. The river's current knows how to get me home, and I learned to trust her many years ago. I get good and lost relying on them winding roads. So river, won't you please take me home? The river's current knows just how to get me home, and I learned to trust her many years ago. I get good and lost relying on them winding roads. So river, won't you please take me home? Yeah, river, won't you please take me home? Yeah, river, won't you please take me home? Yeah, river, won't you please take me